Hi friends, Zoe here. Today I'm super excited to talk to you because I'm going to be talking to you about spirituality and finding yourself on the right path. Being on the right path is something that I always strive for. However, sometimes in everyday life when things get busy and things get complicated, it's easy to wonder, am I in the right place at the right time? So I wanted to let you know one way that I solidify to myself that I am in the right place at the right time always and being guided by the universe. So let's get started. So as I mentioned to you guys, for example, this past year has been full of ups and downs. It's been full of self-doubts and challenges and situations that I've really had to push through. But in hindsight, I always know that any type of negative seeming situation, in hindsight will seem 20/20 because I will have learned so many different lessons from it. I will have become a better and better person each day. And that's one focus I think everyone should have, is anytime you're faced with a challenge, the universe wouldn't give you something that you could not persevere through. So always keep that in mind, that the universe just wants to shape you into a stronger person so that you can better live out the rest of your life. And each time you might notice that you come over some type of hurdle or some type of challenge, you know that if this were to ever come in your path again, you have the tools in your toolkit to use to get through. Whether this be a breakup, whether this be a loss of a job, whether this be the downfall of a friendship, you know what it takes to get yourself back to your best self after some type of hit like that. So take pride and comfort in knowing that you have all the skills inside to get through anything. With the ups and downs of everyday life, oftentimes I find myself wondering, would this bad thing happen if I wasn't on the right path? And no matter what in life, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here, but I think we all know that once you conquer one problem, something else shows up. Maybe in the same category, maybe in a different category, but we're all here to learn different lessons. And I strongly believe that if we don't take the time to actively learn our lessons, history will repeat itself. So make sure that you are striving to figure out how you can change into a better person each day when you're faced with these challenges. And I can honestly tell you that one way that I always check in with myself to remind myself that I am in the right place is the people who are around me. Have I attracted inspirational people? Have I attracted the best friends that I've ever had? Do I have meaningful relationships with those around me that I feel like I can confide my true self in, that I feel like I can talk about love, attraction, the universe, all these things that I'm interested in? And the answer for me now is yes, but it has not always been that way. I always felt like I was striving to reach further for new friendships, people who I could, show my heart to and not be scared about it, not feel like I was being judged. And I finally found myself now in a space where I have such powerful, inspiring, motivating people around me that I can confide in. And to be honest with you guys, I don't know if I fully felt this way until I moved to Rome. And in some ways, it was because I had personal blocks up and I didn't want to talk about all the things inside of my head to people because, yes, I was worried I would be judged for being quite spiritual or always having all these questions and wonders about this crazy thing called life. But as I got to Rome and taking such a big leap like that, I was able to just be myself. Be myself, yes, because I was in a new city, but also being in that new city and just doing something purely for myself that I wanted. I didn't know anyone in Rome when I first moved here. I just knew that that's what my heart wanted. So I granted myself my own gift of moving to Rome, and taking such a big leap of faith for solely myself allowed me to be myself on the other side and attract these types of people. And I recently had a call with one of my patrons, and she told me, I just wish that I was surrounded by better friends. But she also expressed to me that she had the desire to do her postgraduate master's in Europe, which is so inspiring because she's from the States. And I said, there it is. You have a desire to move forward. So the reason why you probably haven't attracted all of your soulmate friends, let's say, is because you're meant to be in another place. You wouldn't feel drawn to another place if you weren't supposed to be there. And I told her, I know. I hands down know that waiting on the other side is a group of very inspiring people for you. Inspiring people that will take you to the next level. If you've been through high school, undergraduate, and even postgrad, you know that each time you take your studies to a different level, you're surrounded by new groups of people, whether it be from high school. Like, I graduated from a very small high school with only like less than 1,000 people in it. So the only people that I knew in my life was about this big, and then each time it gets bigger. And I strongly feel that the more and more you can study what you're passionate about, you're gonna attract people with the same types of passion as you. Like I said, then it just comes back to the fact that how do you know if you're in the right place? And I think that one of the biggest things to know if you're in the right place and on the right path is if you're surrounded by people who support your journey, who you feel comfortable and confident in confiding in and talking about all those crazy, somewhat seemingly crazy things that go on inside your head, who you can share ideas with, who you can share thoughts, beliefs, experiences, and talk about your greatest aspirations. So I want you right now to think about if you have a desire in your life to be surrounded by more inspiring people. If you don't feel like you're surrounded by the right people, then maybe there's a move for you. And maybe you do have a desire to move somewhere like Europe. Maybe you do have a desire to move somewhere like Thailand, or try out Bali for a year, or go to Australia. If you have this desire, I strongly believe that that's the universe trying to tell you that there's influential people who are going to help you better along your path there. So that's one way that I check in with myself, and I thought it would be a great thing to share with you. So let me know if you've ever felt this way. Let me know if you desire those friendships, if you have a place in mind that you want to go to. I always love to hear from you guys. I love you and have an amazing day. Bye!